Hi guys. So I was gonna do a Facebook Live video using my laptop, and apparently I can't. There's some upgrade or something that they're asking me to do with my browser. Some crap. You know how all that goes. So I don't have the time or the patience to do it right now. So I'm using my phone. I just was curious, how are you guys doing? There's a lot of tension in the air in the skies tonight. So this is weird, using my phone, but I'm using the mouse to want to look at my computer, and I don't want to keep looking away from you, but at the same time I want to look at the sky, the chart. Thank you, whoever just sent that heart. That was awesome. So right now there's a lot of... It's a really busy week astrologically. I think there's so much information there. Let's say something and keep it simple. That's what I wanted to do. And I also wanted to briefly talk about dreams. So I guess real quick, what's going on in the sky. So this week is about retrogrades. So you've probably heard the term before, and what does it mean? Well, from Earth's perspective, it appears that the planets in the sky are moving backwards. It's an illusion. Of course, they're not moving backwards, but it appears that planets are moving backwards. But even though they're really not, our placement and our vantage point, our placement in the universe, those energies do have an impact on us. So when it appears that a planet is going backwards, those energies from the planet tend to go more inward. Hi, Pam. Hey, Shannon. Night owls, huh? So I hope everybody had an awesome Mother's Day. I guess I should have started with a little bit of pillow talk, right? So, wow, a lot of people are up tonight. Welcome. It's awesome to be on live with you guys. And did you have an awesome Mother's Day if you're a mom? I don't have any family left, and it's really weird. I almost feel orphaned. I don't have any parents or aunts or uncles or grandparents. There's nobody above me. They're all in spirit. But I guess that's okay, because then I have that many more angels on my side, right? My mom has been gone since 2009. And so I know that's how long ago I quit smoking. So that's a good thing. So I know she's always there. And your loved ones are always with you. And all you have to do is ask. We all have, people that we love that transitioned. And, a lot of family members or people who have transitioned, they may not have been able to handle what's going on in the world right now. It's certainly nothing that is easy. But I want you to know, everybody who's here, who is incarnated at this time, did this by choice. You chose to be here because you knew that you're going to be part of the Earth's awakening and all of its inhabitants, all sentient beings, all of the energies of this planet are going through a very, very rapid ascension. It's kind of cool. I'm excited. I'm not afraid. I've been really, really excited, because I understand where it's going. I understand the big picture of it. And, I'm a light worker. It's what I'm here for. I'm here to help people feel better. I'm here to help guide people through this scary phase. And if I didn't go through my own dark crap, then I wouldn't have come out the other side in a good position to be able to help others. So, heal thyself, know thyself, love thyself, wherever that comes from. I'm just saying. You do have to really understand. You have to have a good grasp on you as a soul. and remove the labels, like remove the titles, and just return to self, into your own soul. So happy Mother's Day, Jewel. Oh, is that who said those things? Jules Taccone Frost. Thank you, Julianne. Hi, Nancy. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers. I have a nice, delicious cup of cacao. And I still have about 10 left if you are interested in ordering your own. It's ceremonial grade cacao. It's a vasodilator. It gets the blood flowing. It opens up your heart chakra. And it's delicious. So this particular blend is called Rose Tantric. And this actually, there's some other ones that I'm getting in that I'm also going to be making available to you. So if you do happen to order this, is it on my Woo Life website yet? I don't remember. I know it's on Etsy. Let me just check, because if you're interested, I want to be able to tell you where you can get it. Woo Life org. I don't remember if it's up there or not. About shop. Ooh, I see cacao. Shop cacao. Yes, it is on there. So if you go to if you go to woolife.org, there is the cacao on there. So there's a cacao for one, complete kit for one, which includes a smudge kit. You get some Palo Santo holy wood and some herbs that you can smudge with. It cleanses, that's also a good disinfectant for the air. Smudging is awesome. Cacao connections for 2 and cacao for 4 friends. So you can go ahead and go to woolife.org and order yourself some, and I will take it right to the post office tomorrow. So you get their chocolate discs without the sugar. This is all, it's a whole food and it's natural, and it opens up your heart, and it's just amazing. So I mix it with organic, all natural honey with cinnamon, and I put a little dash of pink Himalayan salt in there. And then I just put it in my little bullet blender thing, and ta-da! Deliciousness! So it's wonderful. And leaves a chocolate mustache. Okay. Anyways. Okay, so happy Mother's Day to all your mothers and single dads. And if it applies, if there's any kid in your life that you helped positively, then happy Mother's Day and all of that stuff. So I had a blast, actually. So my family is teeny tiny. I have one sister, and she has a son, and then there's me and my 3 kids. That is my whole family. So we hung out all afternoon, evening, into the wee hours. We were playing cards and games, and hi, Andrea. Hi, Rachel. Thank you. And we had so much fun. It's like where you laugh until your belly aches or you wet yourself. So hopefully you're not in the latter, but hey, those things happen anyway. So I really had an awesome time. And for myself, with my sister and kids, like where we are in our lives is just so awesome, because we've all kind of had our ventures, and we all had to find who we are, and we've all, and we're all still alive to all come back together and fully love and endorse, and I don't know if I meant to say endorse, but accept one another as we are and embrace one another. And it's just freaking awesome. So I had a great Mother's Day. Okay, so I wanted to talk about, what's going on in the sky right now. And then I guess if you guys have any questions about any of this, then that's cool. I'm not doing personal readings tonight. But I am getting rather busy, and I can also do reading parties. So somebody just booked an online reading party for Thursday evening. That's cool. So I'm using Zoom. And thank you. Hi, Gloria. I'm using Zoom to do reading parties. So if you're interested, you've got a group of 5 people or more, reach out and we can do that. Lots and lots. Fun. Okay, so there are certain tensions going on in the sky right now. A couple things are, we've got 3 planets going retrograde. Saturn is right now retrograde. Pluto is retrograde. And then in a few days, Venus is going to be going retrograde as well. So from Earth, it appears that they're looking back or going backwards, but they're not in real life. But the qualities of those planets, it feels like, hi Jess, it feels like we are going more inwards for those aspects. So we're going to be going in to look at our power, our inner strength. Pluto is also the planet of extremes. And then what else? And now it's really going to help to know, where does this fall in your chart? So Pluto is in Capricorn right now, and Capricorn has been the star of the past 2 freaking years. I'm not a big fan of Capricorn energy because it has to do with rules. And, I am like a wild heart. I don't like rules. I don't like being told what to do. It's just the way that I am. And so all of this Capricornian energy is slowly beginning to dissolve. Rissa, well, all of my peeps are on tonight. How fun is this? So this Capricornian energy, it was all cluster must together, and it's starting to dissolve a little bit. So thank God. So now, actually right this moment, Mars is at what's called the anaretic degree, the critical degree, the final degree of the sign that it's going through, which is Aquarius. So it's kind of like a bunch of piss and vinegar getting all stirred up, and there's tensions there, and this is in the name of our own freedoms, our freedom. Oh, good, I'm glad. Freedoms. Now, I wonder if it's going to change tomorrow. I'm going to go animate forward one day, and that will answer me. Nope. May 12th, animate forward another day. Yeah. So May 13th, what's today? Monday. So Wednesday, Mars will have, Mars will have gone into 0 degrees of Pisces. Now, Mars is a fire sign. It's the god of war. Its sign is Aries. It's not real comfortable in a water element, which is Pisces. It's not real comfy there. But it's going to kind of take that piss and vinegar and just kind of subdue it a little bit. We may feel that we're running in a vat of molasses. If you ever have those dreams and you're like, whoa, going in slow motion, and you just can't move fast enough. You can't shout loud enough. Your words aren't clear. It's a little bit of that feeling, but also there might be a lot of acting out in your dreams. So you may have like bottled up emotions or things that are going on that may come through in your dreams. And I do want to talk about dreams tonight too. Hey, Laura. All right, so what else is going on? The nodes in the sky have shifted, but I made a whole video about that before. So you can find my videos just on my business page, which is where you're watching this, and just on the left column, click on videos. So you can watch the thing about nodes. And then my YouTube channel is called Woo Life. I got enough, thank you, I got enough people and followers that I do have my own name on the Woo Life channel on YouTube. So that's super awesome. So thank you for that. Okay, what else is going on? By Wednesday, Venus is going to be retrograde, because that's what I'm looking right now. So there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. Things are shifting, and but at the same time, it's a pause, go figure. So everything was all kind of like hustle and bustle. The old stuff is breaking away. It's kind of like freedom fighter energy. And now it's like, okay, we hear you. Now let's just let this digest for a moment. And so we're going to be on pause and going within even more on some deeper levels. Really getting to know yourself. And hello, Lori, my BFF from high school. Get into your heart space and really get to know yourself. So remove all of the labels from all of your life, and titles and labels. Just get rid of them. Do you know who you are? What do you stand for? What makes you you? What are the energies that you love doing? And how close is your present life to what you actually love doing? Because once the doors open again and we can do what we want again. It's your second chance. So this inwards time is to get to know who we are at a very intimate level, on a spiritual level, on a soul's growth level. And if you need help figuring what this stuff out, it's in your chart. Your chart tells you all of this stuff. So there's a whole bunch of different things in your chart. We've got a destiny mark, a past life mark, where you have a lot of natural oomph. All of this stuff is in your chart. And how do you get an accurate chart? You have to know your birthday, but you also need to know the time and then the location. You have that, you could learn anything about anyone, and it's awesome for compatibility, even with siblings. Every parent should have their kids' chart done. It helps you to understand how they learn and what kind of people they get along with. You could learn everything just by knowing somebody's birth information about their traits, their personality, their characteristics, what kind of people they get along with best, all kinds of stuff. All right. It's pretty amazing, all the stuff you can learn from a chart. So I didn't take the time to study it, but you know whose chart I'm going to look at? Oh, I don't know if I say his name. The Gates guy. So I'm really curious to look at that person's chart and see what I find. I think it's something I may like to, I can't talk. I may like to share with you guys. So let's see. Rissa says, I've been working on dreams recently. I have mugwort sage that is supposed to help with dreams. But I feel like every night I don't have dreams. I wake up and remember nothing at all. And I'm going to use my mouse to click on see more, but I'm not on my computer. I'm on my phone. Okay, so is there any... Okay, so let's go ahead and let's move on to dreams. Cheers, cacao. Open your heart. Okay. That's enough astrology stuff. Let's talk about dreams. So what do you guys dream about? Do you remember your dreams? Do you recognize the symbolism in your dreams? Like, I love dreams. But I have Pisces, which is the sign of the dreamer, in my first house, which is self and identity. So people who have a lot of water, they're very intuitive and connected, and you are way more than just your sun sign. So even if you are, say, a Taurus, it's Taurus season. Happy birthday to all the Taurians out there. Even though you may be a Taurus, you still may have a Pisces moon, which means you're very, energetically sensitive and emotional and kind and sweet and trusting. And it's the most energetically sensitive of all of the signs. So you're much, much more than just your regular sun sign. And if you got your soul astrology done, it explains everything about you. It's very, very cool. Gloria says, the other night I dreamt I saw a rainbow in a full diamond shape. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. So rainbows are always an awesome sign. And I'll tell you that I get a lot of symbols, little pictures. I get words. I got somebody's name the other day in my dreams. So I wrote it down. So I don't know if this is going to be somebody that I'm going to meet, or there's the words getting all jumbled up. So maybe that's not for me to share. But I would recommend keeping a dream journal. Write down your dreams, everything, and do it right away, because once you get up to go pee, you're going to start to forget and it's going to fade. So when you first wake up in the morning, like, don't do anything. Just be there for a minute and just review how do you feel? What were you just looking at? What were you just saying? Who were you just talking to? Where were you? What were you doing? How did you get to wherever you were going? And just allow your mind your senses to look and hear and review. And then as you start to come to, write it down or speak it into your phone. But record these things. And you'll notice over a period of time, there's going to be certain patterns. And it's wonderful. It's another, our dreams are really, really important. It's not that we have, oh, it's just your imagination working out uh, extra energy that you didn't burn off during the day. No, no, we go. You're doing stuff. So like a lot of times I'm in some kind of school. I'm getting educated, some kind of lessons. Um, I'm shown certain paths, and it's so this is a little uncanny. A little over a year ago, I had this dream that everything went dark. All of the street lights, all the lights turned off. Everybody's cars turned off because that's all electronic. And what happens if you don't pay your car bill? Like you can't turn it on, right? Is that true? Um, I think that's how it works. And they could control, airplanes with a remote control. And so anyways, I had this dream that everything went black, all the lights, everybody's cars turned off. And I was aware, I was observing this and looking around, and I wasn't afraid. And then there were these dark silhouettes that they were like waving me through. Like it was okay, I was allowed to pass. And it's just interesting because in the past 2 years, like I've really come online with all of my like light working services, and it's been amazing. So it's very important to pay attention to the things that you get in your dreams. Like don't ever dismiss it as garbage. And then our loved ones, our departed loved ones. If you have a dream and you see your loved ones and it's not scary, then it is them. Now, if they're like mangled and it's something that startles you, then that's your own fears. You're hoping that they got over there okay, that they made it okay, that they are okay, or your own personal feelings of unfinished business or guilt or anger or resentment or any of that kind of thing. Like that's how that kind of plays through in dreams with our departed loved ones. But if we're very headstrong and we don't notice the signs and symbols that they're showing to us all the time in the day, then they'll come through our dreams at nighttime. So definitely don't explain it away, and look for like number patterns, symbols, shapes, and draw them, write them down, because that is spirit, God, whatever you label that as. That's how that energy is working with you to build up your own database. It's like your own dictionary of symbols, because that is how that communication happens. It's symbolic. So like when I'm doing mediumship, I'm showing symbols, scenes, like I might smell something or like I'm feeling a certain texture. You might get a symbolism of like a church, and that might mean that the person is very religious, or maybe they're going to get married. So spirit, I'll just call it spirit, whatever you label it is, however it works for you. Spirit works with you to develop your database. So if I see a church when I'm doing a reading or symbolic in my dreams, it's not going to be the same for you. Now there is universal symbols, but that doesn't mean it's going to be true for you. So please don't compare yourself to other people, because you are not the energy signature of the next person or the next person or the next person or the next person. You are yourself. You are you're a remarkable fingerprint. You are your fingerprint, and there are no two that are the same. Okay, they've been seriously vivid the last week. Mine too. So last week I had it, like, I don't know who, well, many of you on board already know that, like, for 22 years of my life, I was in a very highly abusive marriage. And I've been away from that for 13 years now. 13 is the number of the divine feminine, the goddess. Yeah. And it's been probably my best year yet. And why am I saying this? Because last week I dreamt that I had said to my ex, I love you. And that when I said it, I meant it in my dream. Now, I would never approach my ex in person and say that. But that was a big point of resolve that's healing on very, very deep levels. And then just the other night, 2 nights ago, I had a dream with my ex again, and I was explaining in very precise details why the situation was wrong, and that I'm going to be leaving, and that to make it make sense. So it's very, very healing. And these energies, with the planetary shift of the energies, we as inhabitants of this planet are also going through these energy sensations, this rapid rising of our own frequencies. And so the old 3D paradigm, you're not going to be able to go back. So as we go up into the fifth density, if you want to call it that, and we fully go into that, you can't go back. You can't go back into that hard 3D paradigm. It's like a one-way ticket. You can go forward, but you can't go back. That's just the way that it works. Gloria says, I've been asking what my ancestors, what they want to tell me, so I get some info that way. Good. And you know what else you guys can do? Set your intentions. You could say to yourself, I want to remember what I dreamed tonight. And so you're putting that into your subconscious so you can be a little bit aware when you're sleeping. Like, okay, what's going on? And you're like looking around. Like you might even feel your eyes looking around. Dreams are awesome. Now, for people who don't dream, there's like 1 or 2% of people who have some kind of a diagnosis that you don't dream. But for most people who don't dream, well, everybody dreams. Most everybody dreams, but not everybody remembers them. And people who don't have a diagnosis, whatever it's called, who feel that they don't dream, that's almost always caused from trauma. Some kind of traumatic event, traumatic experiences, traumatic childhood, traumatic sequence of events, and it turns off the lights. So it doesn't mean they can't be turned back on, but maybe an energy healing would help. Actually, I know, not maybe. An energy healing would help get all of those energy centers open and turn the lights back on so that your communications can run through all of those nerves and neurons and things. Yeah. So, and that is something, of course, that I offer. If it's cool and it's woo-woo and it's of the light, I do it. All right, let's see. Can I scroll? I don't know. Oh, I can scroll a little bit. Dreams are awesome info when we get to dreams. Still working to get back to them. Good. So you can set your intentions before you go to sleep. I want to remember my dreams. I'm going to remember my dreams. I'm going to remember my dreams. When you're going to sleep and you're laying down, you set that intentions and you tell yourself, I'm going to remember my dreams tonight. And then I think the biggest thing is when you start, you know what else can help you? Having a nice drink of water, a big glass of water before you go to bed, because your dreams kind of flip every couple of hours, 3 hours, I think it is, 2-3 hours, as you go through the stages of sleep. And so if you drink water, by the time that like flushes through and you gotta go, that should be a whole cycle, a whole dream sleep pattern cycle there. And so as you start to become aware, my bladder's getting full, notice what you're dreaming about and look around and listen and see who's talking. Like, do you hear voices? Like, I hear voices when I lay down. I see faces and shapes and colors. And the more awakened I've become, I see like this iris of an eye, a big, 3D circle. Not always, but a lot of times, and sometimes there'll be colors there. It's really cool. So look, use your mind's eye to look at what you're seeing. Interpret it, read it. What is it you're seeing? What are you listening? Do you hear people murmuring? Use your imagination and pretend that you're tuning in a radio station to bring it more clearly. And pretend that you're listening more intently. It's going to work. It does help. So everything is in your intentions. So set your intentions and then make it happen. But you have to keep doing it. Just like anything, you got to keep doing it. Okay, Lori says, been watching the 3D to 5D videos. Wow, are they eye-opening? I hardly ever dream and I don't sleep well at night. Well, one of the things, because I know a little bit of your sort of kind of recent history. One is, well, stress, but two is medicine. Medical medicine. I don't have the word that I want, but drugs store metals in your pineal gland, and anybody who drinks tap water, it calcifies your pineal gland because they dump chlorine in it, which is a toxic poison. So you don't want to have a calcified pineal gland. When you do, that can cause delusions, and it can cause you to not be able to get off the ground. It can cause you to not be able to have like your telepathy. We're all telepathic. We're born that way. But society conditions us to water that down, dummy it down. Don't do that. We're going to think that you're crazy. But that's part of who we are as human beings. That spiritual aspect is part of our nature. It's part of our composition. So when you have prescription medication, especially over a long period of time, and vaccinations, all that stuff, it stores metals in your body. So you may need a detox. And lots of clean, purified, especially reverse osmosis water is great for that. Also, chlorella and spirulina, I think that's the right way to say it. Those things are excellent. Excellent. Also, fish oil, but ratfish oil, skate liver oil. Excellent for pineal gland, cleaning it, clearing it, getting the toxins out of your pineal gland. That's going to help you to have more clear vision. And I don't mean like your physical eyes, I mean your spiritual eyes. So those things are some tips that I can offer. And then set the intention. I'm going to remember my dreams tonight. But if you're under a high amount of stress, if you have a hard time relaxing, those things, because then your adrenals are going, and there's a lot of other factors. I mean, our bodies are very, very complex, but our bodies also are always in training. So, the more we repeat something, the more our bodies remember it. So you don't want to like ever talk down to yourself. Don't say things like, oh, I'm so stupid, or, I suck. Don't do that, because your body, your physical body, has no concept of time, but it listens to you and it reacts. So if you say, oh, I'm so stupid, you're sending that wavelength out and you're telling the rest of the world to treat you like you're stupid. And if you talk down to your body, it kind of starts shutting down. So and now there are finally some studies that are being published and not taken down about how when we treat our body with kindness, with love, with respect, that it actually reacts. So if you say, I love you, heart. Thank you for beating for me. Ever since I was in utero, you've always been there. Thank you, heart. I love you. And you see yourself giving your heart a great big hug. And your heart like smiles. There's gratitude in there. So, they say an attitude of gratitude. It's real. It is super, super real. Thank you, hands, for allowing me to feel, to touch, to grasp, to give, to share, to offer. Thank you, ears, for allowing me to hear and allowing me to decipher truth from untruths, and and so on and so forth. And I also highly recommend massaging your feet. Your whole body is in your foot. If you know anything about reflexology, our whole body is in our whole body in lots of different ways. It's miraculous. So if you give yourself a really good foot massage and thank your feet. Thank you, feet, as you're rubbing and pressing into your feet, and you're giving your whole body a massage and love and kind intentions, and your body's going to react favorably. Yeah, it's wonderful. Good stuff. All right. Julianne says, I've been doing, Rachel says, thank you so much. Julianne says, I've been doing guided meditations to bring on sleep because I struggle with insomnia. Getting my body to a dream state is difficult. Okay. Well, good. If those guided meditations are working for you, that's awesome. They also have binaural beats, but you should be wearing headphones for that. And you really shouldn't have your phone close to your head, unless you can turn off your Wi-Fi. If you have a song that's downloaded on your phone and that's playing, that's awesome. But turn off your Wi-Fi. Get rid of any Wi-Fi devices. Don't have that stuff in your bedroom because it interferes with your thought patterns. Okay. Shannon says, a little off topic, but can you recommend a crystal for healing and protection? Well, that's loaded. Okay, because healing and protection is big. So I'll pick it apart. So for healing, well, okay, then I want to know, well, healing what? What is it that we need healing for? So if I could be a little bit more generic, I would go heart. So heart healing is going to be green crystals and it's going to be pink crystals. And I happen to have some. And hopefully you guys have signed up for the crystals class that I'm doing on Wednesday. Now you're not, if you sign up like now, you're not going to receive these crystals in time because I do ship you the crystals. Unless you have them. There's two options. You can get the workshop, you can watch it all by itself, or you can get the crystals and follow along with me. Okay, so healing, crystals for healing, rose quartz. I have a rose quartz unicorn. Isn't it cute? So rose quartz is awesome for heart healing. The heart is the portal to other... portal! Oh, it's the 12th now. It's 12:02 on the 12th. That's some nice numerology. But I was going to say it's the 11th, which the 11th is a portal as well. Yesterday, well, 2 minutes ago it was yesterday. But it was a very powerful portal. New beginnings, going through some energy changes, transformations, but I'm feeling it's more of an upgrade. We're in an upward spiral. Most of us are in an upward spiral. If you have a good heart, you're most likely in an upward spiral. And most likely only people who are on an upward spiral resonate with me anyways. Okay. So rose quartz is an awesome crystal for healing, for self-love, self-care, compassion, heart connections. So rose quartz is awesome. And so is green aventurine. So green crystals and pink crystals are both heart chakra. So rose quartz I recommend. And then green crystals, which include malachite, which I don't see any here in my reach, but I do have green aventurine. So this here stuff is green aventurine. It's AV. It's not adventure. We're going on an adventure. It's aventurine. So green aventurine, this is beautiful. You might even be able to kind of like feel, it's like smiley. It's happy energy. It's a different feel from the rose quartz, but they're both very kind and loving. This feels a little happier, where the rose quartz feels a little more almost like somber. Like you need, like the rose quartz almost says, I'm going to help you open your heart to learn how to love yourself. You need to understand how to love yourself wholly and completely. Where this is more like, let's have a little fun. and this feels a little lucky. And then the other thing you mentioned was protection. So why do you need protection? Are you giving your energy away? So that's one question. And this is generic. It's good for information for everybody. And then always get the nose itch with you guys. That's always spirit. So I think we get an extra spirit visitor when I do these lives from my living room with you, because that's 100% of the time that I recall. Anyways, okay, so protection crystals are going to be the black crystals. So I can't quite, oh, this is a good one. Smoky Quartz. Oh, did you see that? I bet I couldn't get that sparkle again if I tried. Smoky Quartz is awesome. Smoky Quartz is wonderful. Now this is called Galaxa. I actually got this in Missouri or Kansas. You know, they're connected. I went there to Kansas City, and I did events on both sides. There's Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri, and I was in both. And this came from one of them, and it's natural there, naturally occurring there. Black crystals. No, not that one. Here it is. Tourmaline. Okay, it's black. It's kind of needly. Black tourmaline. Excellent for protection. Black crystals are great for protection. And I just realized I have some here too. So this is black obsidian. Obsidian has been through a volcano. So it's a little bit glass-like. But it's of the earth. It's natural. Black obsidian is very protective and grounding. 12 on the 12. Well, we got 12-7 so far. Okay. So hopefully that helped you guys with your crystals question. And that's okay. It was a little off topic, Shannon. It was a good one. Okay. Sweet. Good. So, you guys got anything else? I was just going to make a nice short and sweet one. And how fun. I wasn't expecting to see so many people live at this late hour. If a black tourmaline falls and breaks, does that mean anything? Well, that's a great question, Rachel. So, funny you should ask. So I don't know if you have cats at all, but I'm a dog person, but I have cats also. So my one cat was coming to mooch some food, because it does, and it knocked over my little seashell of crystals, and I have a crazy lace agate. It's good for humor, laughter, all the nice things that you want, and I keep it in my living room. And he cracked it. Well, he knocked it over, and it broke into at least 3 pieces. And the stuff is not exactly cheap either. But, you know, so yeah, I did get upset about it briefly. But now I have 3. I can share them. I could put it in 3 separate rooms. So it's kind of like making lemonade with lemons. And now with black tourmaline, did I lose it already? Here it is. With black tourmaline, it can get, now let me tell you, black crystals pull negativity away out of your aura. It pulls the negative energy out. Well, the tourmaline can kind of split or shatter or crack because it's taken on so much of your energy that it's just like, it happens, and it's totally fine. It's okay. With your intentions, you can just cleanse the crystal, clear the crystal. But I'm going to be offering more information about that in my crystal workshops, which are always going to be nice and affordable. Not like the big wigs that charge like over $300 for. You're never going to find that with me, because I like to be affordable and something that I could afford. That's the way I like to operate. So if you drop it and it breaks, it's all right. It's not the end of the world. I wouldn't say, well, okay, everything means something, but I wouldn't take it as like, oh no, and it's a curse or it's something bad. It's all right. Like, I wouldn't read too much into it. But what I've learned how to do is ask. So, I kind of get into my head too much, and a lot of people do. You maybe also, is to overthink things. So it's kind of like when something happens, just pause for a moment, tune everything out, and say, what does this mean? But then you got to shut up for a minute and allow the response to come. So just like zone out for a minute and just say, what does this mean? And within seconds, you'll get some kind of insight. And it's that very first impression, it's the very first information that comes in before you have a chance to critique it or judge it or explain it away. It's that. It's that. It's that exact, very subtle, very soft information. That's what you pay attention to. You'll always get answered. You will always get answered. But because we think too much, we think more logic and rational mind, that we explain it away. So please don't do that. And like I'll say, what is this? Like if I'm getting a message or an image or vision or whatever it is, and if it doesn't make sense, or if I'm doing a reading for somebody and I'm getting something, and I'll say, what is this? Which really I'm asking for more information. Show me more, tell me more. But just to keep it simple, I'll say, what is this? What is this? And then I wait. It's practicing the pause. Wait. What is this? So try it. When something comes up, or you see somebody's name on a license plate, or you hear something on the radio that really is significant for you, and it's not like something super common, and it gets your attention, just pause for a moment and say, what is this? And allow it to come in. It's most likely your loved one sending you a message. It's your higher self getting ready to help you, giving your own self a hand up. You're going to be getting much, much more of this. Hi from Australia. Wow, how awesome. Hi, Christine. Lori, thank you. So happy belated Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. Dream big, Jessica says. Thank you. Yeah, big time. For sure. For sure. So ask, what is this? Nice open questions. Not so much like yes or no, because it's going to be too pointed. So try not to do yes or no questions. Just say, what is this? And then allow the information to come to you. Pay attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal. Write it down. Write your stuff down. Don't spring out of bed. Instead, just review before you come too alert. Review what was there. Review what you're experiencing. How are you feeling? Are you eating anything? What are you looking at? Allow it to come, and then write it down or speak it into your phone. Then you can get up and get on with your day. The more awake you are, the faster you're going to forget it. Set the intentions to remember your dreams before you go to bed at night. Try to clear your mind. And even like when you lay down at night, if you're kind of tense and you're worrying about stuff, tell yourself, I give myself permission to relax my mind and prepare for rest. Because in rest, my energy is replenished. And in rest, in sleep, I can receive new information, new guidance. I would like to receive guidance as I sleep tonight. Ask for your loved ones to please come near, come to you, give you messaging, give you some guidance as you sleep tonight, and that you want to help, and that you want to be able to remember what you receive. Set the intentions. Tell yourself. Say it out loud. Say it under your breath. Say it with your mind. Create the intention, because you are putting your body in training mode. Your body's like, huh? Mm-hmm. So tell it. Go ahead and tell it. I want to remember my dreams. I want my loved ones to come. Give me some guidance. I need some clarity on this situation in my life. Please come and give me a little bit of guidance. I need some help here. You have to ask, because, in the angelic and that other realm, they can't just come down and say, hey, you need this. You got to do that. Unless it's like life-threatening. But for our normal kind of daily routine, you got to ask. I could really use some help. I need some clarity. I need some guidance. I need some direction. Can you help me out here? Please, I need your help. However you want to do it. But you don't want to be overly dependent either. Like, oh, should I get, pink toilet paper or the blue toilet paper, even if they sell it in colors. I'm just saying, don't be overly dependent on it for the tiniest of things. Really make it in alignment with your soul, with your journey, with your purpose and your mission, and the things that bring you joy and love and prosperity and abundance. And these are things that we want for ourselves and what we're here for. We're here to grow, to learn, to evolve, and to become the best versions of ourselves. And in order to reach that, we've got to get rid of all the labels and titles, because we are not our titles. We're a soul. Okay, Rachel says, awesome. Mine was in my office. I was moving it and somehow fell out of my hand and broke, which doesn't normally happen. Oh, was curious about it. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much, but now you have two. You could put one in each pocket, or you could leave one at the office and take one home with you, or you could wear one in each cup in your bra. However you want to do it, now you've got two instead of one. So now you can take that one along for the ride, pop it in your purse or what have you. Oh, I love you too, Rissa. You're a sweetheart. Okay, so, oh my God. So I had this dream the other morning, so it was like part 3. Because I sure love sleep. My sleep, we're all messed up, aren't we? So like I sleep now from like 2 to 11 or something like that. And, or 3. So as it was morning and I was, like in the dream time, but like starting to notice I was getting a full bladder, and, I was dreaming about a bee, a big bee. And I was seeing it, and I was, in the dream, it was in my house. This big bee is in my house. I was like, oh my God, okay. So I have knowledge and in my awareness, and I wake up and I get on with my day. I had a meeting with somebody, and then I went to go check my mail, and in the stairs from the basement to the side door is the cat that we call Kitten, and he's all looking at something, and I'm like, what? And I'm hearing, and it's a bee, and it was a big freaking bee, huge. Okay, not this big, but, and I hung out there for a minute, and I studied it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking, and I'm looking to make sure it wasn't like a hornet or a wasp. Because like years ago, there were some hornets that were in my house. So I'm studying it real carefully. And it's got fuzz, and it has all the things that are a bee and not a wasp or a hornet. And I was like, holy schmuck. And if my phone was nearby, I would have taken a picture to share it with you guys. But so I saw, and I do get a lot of that precognition. I do, like, for years, ever since I was young, I would dream things that later happened. And sometimes it would be years before it actually happened. But then when you're finally in that scenario, it's like, oh my God, I dreamt this years ago. But this was like within hours. And the bee hadn't been like in my bedroom. It wasn't like swarming around my head in real life. I don't think so. To go check the mail, there was this huge bee buzzing, and I studied it. I saw the hairs and made sure, and then it flew a little closer to the door. I opened the door. Now in the bottom of my storm door, there's a hole in it. So I opened the door, and the bee flew down and out the hole in my door. I was like, okay. And I closed the door, and I was like, holy schmuck. But then, look up spiritual meaning of a bee. It means abundance is on its way, and that you're doing a lot of hard work that's going to be paying off. And then seeing a bee in your home has to do with prosperity and like being busy as a bee and buzzing. And so all of this symbolism of that is really relevant, because I have not had a dull moment since this whole thing happened. Like I was in, where was I? I was in Massachusetts in mid-March, right when all this stuff happened. So I think, speaking of Massachusetts, hello, Jill. Nice to see you. Wonderful. Peace and love. Thank you, Rachel. So I think in closing, unless anybody has a random generic question, I'm going to do a card to close out our little session, our little late night after midnight session. So this is going to be a single card. And this is Collette and Reid's deck, Wisdom of the Oracle. I love the illustrations in her decks. Okay, so this is going to be one card for a little bit of guidance for we as a group, whoever is watching now and will watch, that this holds meaning for them. All right, and then it's the Fates, and it is in reverse, and it's card number 17. And I don't think I've ever seen this card before. The Fates. Now, when I do a group reading with you guys, I use the author's book. If I ever do a personal reading, I don't. So let me put this in a little... I can't, I can't do two things at once like that. So I'll just set it, it's out of the line of the camera. But I had that deck in my hands tonight, but put it down, Jill says. Yeah, see, there's no coincidences. So, and the card we have are the Fates. So let me tell you what Colette's, what do you call? Page 64. Now, with Colette's decks, if you pull a card in reverse, she calls that protection mode. So I'm going to read protection mode because that was the way that it was drawn. I got to turn on this also a little light here. Okay. So the essential meaning is fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. And then... protection message. So here you go, everybody. It's difficult to understand why painful things happen to good people. Fate is a mystery, after all. Yet, what we do with our circumstances, the way in which we respond to life's challenges, is how we rise up to greet our destiny. Now is one of those times to be aware of your powerlessness, to change certain situations and surrender to acceptance. Hang in there. Life will only get better. Act as if you believe that for the only thing you can control right now is your attitude. I'm reading the same sentence again. Act as if you believe that. Okay. Life will only get better. Act as if you believe it. For the only thing you can control right now is your attitude. And then, of course, your thoughts will manifest your reality. So you really want to watch what you're thinking about. When you align with the Fates, being mindful of what you can and cannot change, serenity will come to you. So, of course, that goes with the serenity prayer. But Jill, I want you to notice, I just happened to turn the page and look at what's on that next page. Serendipity. There are no coincidences. All right, my friends, now I need some water. Okay. I turn off my little light there. Cool. So thank you for joining me tonight. Almost everybody stayed on. How cool is that? Hi, Nadine. Hi, Kelly. Very cool. So you guys have any other closing questions here? Not personal reading questions, but a generic question about psychic stuff, medium stuff, astrology stuff, crystals. And then my crystals workshop, how to feel crystal energies, this Wednesday. And if you order it now, it's up to you if you want me to send you the crystals. You can watch it at any time because I'll send you the recording. I have been worried. I know. I just read your status about your buddy there. I'm so sorry. You're welcome, Gloria. Sweet. All right. So anything else? Thank you. That last card really resonated with me today. I've been thinking too many coincidences. Yeah. There is no such thing as coincidence. I have off of work Thursday, so I'm going to do it Thursday. I'm so excited. Awesome. It's a really great class. So I show you how to connect with and feel crystal energy, which really, it's helping you understand your own body and learning the language of your body, how your body talks to you through your energy. It's a very cool workshop. And then you can see it on my website, suzy-woo.com. And if you'd like to get a reading, a healing session, any of the cool stuff that I do, you can message me on here or go on my website. And I have a beautiful drop-down menu, so it's super simple because we like simple. And that's it. So I don't want to get all salesy, so let me give you a big hug. Oh, big hugs, 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 hugs. Okay. Beating up my little phone holder. Ah! Let me fix that. Oh, hitting myself in the head, making a mess. There we go. All right, guys. So that's tonight's little fun. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have beautiful, happy rest with a lot of, thank you for those hearts. Good rest, awesome dreams. I hope you remember your dreams and you get a lot of symbolism and inspiration to help you on your own journey. All right, have a beautiful evening, and I will see you again real soon. Big hugs. Good night.